Stop, look, and go. Oh, good thing I stop and look, because looky here, we got the cops. All right. Yes, I waved to cops. You gonna sue me? What's up, Riveter Nation? This is Halo the Riveter coming at you once again. They try to hold me down, but I keep rising up. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, was that lightning? All right, okay. So, I mean, we cannot get away from these storms, guys. We really can't. You know, last weekend it was really bad. And yes, I am a weekend warrior, only because that's what my schedule allows me to be. So I amplify and make the best of my weekends that I can as far as riding goes, because I have a 9-to-5 job and I have other responsibilities, so I can't be out riding 24/7 like I would want to be. But that's not bad. Everybody is a motorcycle rider in their own right, and I know that there's, like, even within the motorcycle community, since there's always a lot of love there's always still people who call you out. People will call you out for being a weekend warrior. People will call you out for driving a Sportster, and then people will call you out for owning a Street 500 and saying that's a motorcycle. It's a girl's bike. All right, so maybe we should talk about that. We'll do that. So, is the Street 500 a girl's bike? So interesting, so interesting. That is so sexist. I'm gonna call out all you sexist people. Just kidding. It's not one of those. All right, Onyx didn't even like that one. My truck is named Ruby, so I've kind of been calling them the wrong names recently, and I'm so sorry. All right, is the Street 500 a girl's bike? What constitutes a girl's bike is what I'm going to ask the person who's saying that or asking that. At the end of the day, I mean, I've said in many of my videos, at the end of the day, riding a motorcycle is what you, the rider, want it to be. So you determine your own fate, and that's what's so great about that. You determine what you're comfortable in, and you just go for it that way. 55. Ooh, only going 50. So, Street 500, a girl's bike. I'm really trying to work on my downshifting and rev matching right now. It's probably been my primary goal for the past few videos. I'm not really great at it, so you're gonna hear Onyx like, and I'm sorry, but it just is what it is. I got poor shifting gear skills, and I'm not afraid to say that, you know. All right, so let's see here. Are you gonna go, Troca? Yeah, we're gonna go. Alright, so off topic yet again. Like I said, you determine your own fate and your own destiny when it comes to riding a motorcycle. And at the end of the day, you have that right to do so. First of all, this is America. And second of all, it's your decision. It's you as a person deciding all these things. So, yeah, a lot of people get ripped and say, like, Street 500 is a girl bike. Well, dude, I'm a girl. But at the end of the day, like, I honestly find that very demeaning, even as a woman or as a girl, because it's like saying you're less. And I know we're not going to get into this topic about feminism and all that. That's not what I'm here to do. You know, at the end of the day, I'm definitely was a tomboy growing up. I played sports. I played basketball, volleyball. I threw shot put because I didn't want to run track because I'm lazy. But that was a stipulation playing, you know. My coach said, hey, if you want to play volleyball and basketball, then you are ultimately going to do track too, because nobody was signing up for track. I mean, nobody wants to, I was a kid and I didn't want to run, you know, whatever. Anyways, I'm a fat American child and I'm not afraid to say it. Okay, I'm so off topic all the time. The Street 500, it is one of the starter bikes that Harley Davidson makes. And a lot of people will say, like, yeah, that's a girl's bike or whatever. Only because it has less power and it goes against the whole, like, little macho-ness. Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to, I'm sorry, Onyx, you hate me. Alright, guys, so at the end of the day, I don't really know what makes it into my videos. when I'm recording. But what I've done so far is I went to the shoreline, just kind of sat for a little bit, took a few pictures of Onyx, and then I'm headed back to my regular route. Only because, I mean, it's like a very somber feeling this morning. I'm really sick of these storms. Like I said, in Weekend Warrior, I really would like to just ride and have the sun. That doesn't happen too much later in the day, and that doesn't really fit for my schedule when I'm trying to ride without the cars on the road. Who would have thought that trying to ride without cars on the road was such a difficult task? Alright, so getting back to my original subject, is a Street 500 a girl's bike? So, once again, you have to pose the question, what constitutes a girl's bike? And no, I'm not one of those women that says, and I'm going to be very careful here because I have to in this generation, in this day and age. I'm not one of them that says, like, we can do everything a man can do. Yes, we can, but should we? And to what capacity can we perform that task successfully? That's what I'm trying to. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, I know women are more than capable of performing anything, just like men are more than capable of performing anything a woman can do. But at the end of the day, how much are you going to accomplish successfully and in the same manner that somebody from the opposite sex would have accomplished that same task? So I'm not saying that women don't have the mind capability or the mental capability and the physical capability. It's possible. You're gonna have to work a lot harder to do it, but it's possible. So I think that just correlates as far as when having a motorcycle, because if you know, women are naturally smaller framed than men are, and so we're smaller framed than a man, and you know, with the smaller frame comes you know, smaller mass. I can't rev bomb because I'm still just trying to downshift and upshift correctly. Alright, so with that, you know, me sitting on a bike is going to be different than a big old honking man, big old man biker sitting on this bike. For me, it's great because, I mean, my knees are great with the tank, I'm comfortable, I'm not in like an embryo status here, my arms aren't like reaching or anything like that. It's very comfortable for me. But interesting factoid, when I was in the Harley Davidson Riding Academy, and no, I do not get paid a dime anytime I even mention their name. But there we had a man in the group who he was a bigger African American man, and he was tall. He was big and tall, and he did not sit comfortably on this bike at all. When he sat on this bike, it looked like you had gotten your G.I. Joe and stuck it like on a Lego motorcycle. Like, it may fit, it may go together, but it's not gonna work, you know, like something's gotta give. And so they had to get him a bike that was, you know, a little bit taller, but it was still a Street 500, it just was raised a few inches, so they had to get that for him. But so ideally that would not be an ideal bike for him, but there's men that are built differently, you know, they're built, I'm not gonna say like a woman, but they're built a little bit smaller than, I don't think this video is gonna go over very well. they're you know, there's big framed men and there's smaller framed men, just like there's big framed women and there's smaller framed women. At the end of the day, knowing what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, as far as like being able to sit crunched over for a prolonged amount of time. I'm surprised this light stayed green for me. Being able to sit, you know, comfortably. At the end of the day, like I said, if you're a guy and you have the Street 500, which I have a subscriber who does have a Street 500, and he's perfectly fine. You know why? Because he's starting to ride a motorcycle, and he's, you know, as far as what I know, he's happy being on the 500. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about you, the rider. So don't let anybody tell you, well, that's a girl's bike, oh, that's a man's bike, because I'm sure there's a lot of women out there who want a bigger bike, you know, and who do ride bigger bikes, and that's perfectly fine for them. You know why? Because they've learned to handle and control it. And that's, like I said, at the end of the day, that's what riding is all about, is you knowing your limits and you just going out there and having fun. You know, if you're a bigger dude and you get a little bitty bike, if you're comfortable with it, that's fine. And if you're a smaller dude and you have a big old bike and you're comfortable with it, that's fine too. If you're a woman out here and you have a smaller bike like I do, you know, and I honestly don't believe that this is a small bike by any means. Like, this is a pretty big bike for me. I've said it many times in my videos. When I first sat on this bike and actually lifted up the amount of weight, I was like, oh my gosh, this is impossible. Of course, moving is different. You know, moving weight is different, but it's very different. So I cannot reiterate this or stress this enough. If you are comfortable with the bike, you are happy with the bike, then get the damn bike and get it quickly so there could be more bikers on the roads. I don't know. Like I said, riding a motorcycle for me has been more of a freeing experience. I actually, you know, I wake up early for my regular job. I try to work out when I can. I'm not great at it apparently. But when the weekend comes around, man, well, that's a pretty nice car. When the weekend comes around, I'm up and at them super early. Like my last 2 videos I think that I have uploaded, I was like out before 5 o'clock and I was ready to ride. You know, those ones are, yeah, because of the storm, but I have no problem waking up early and just getting on Onyx and going. The biggest problem I have is like the little fears that kind of creep in whenever I'm thinking about riding, like, oh my gosh, how many cars, how many lights, how many gears am I gonna have to go through? You know, that all goes through my mind. But at the end of the day, you determine your fate as a rider, and that's what's so great about this. Don't let anybody, some chump, come and tell you like what kind of, dictate to you what kind of things you have to do. This is America. We can do what we want to do. I love being American, FYI. But yeah, like I said, you know, if you're a dude and you want to get the Street 500 because it's cost effective for you, because it's comfortable for you, and because you need, and it's working best, you know, like I said, it's cost effective, it's working best for your budget, for you and your, you know, your body physique and the amount of power and everything that you're going to need. If the Street 500 seems to be that bike for you, then get the bike. Pretty bird. Do it. It's not a girl's bike, you know. Everyone is always going to rank on somebody. Everyone's always, if you get a Street 500, they're going to call you out for it. If you get Iron 883, they're going to call you out because it's a Sportster. You know, people are always going to call you out for your decisions, but at the end of the day, you make decisions that benefit you, you know. So like I said, for me, my Street 500 is a girl's bike because she is my bike, you know. This is my bike, so I'm a girl, that's a girl's bike. But I have a subscriber, he has a Street 500, so his Street 500 is a boy's bike. You know why? Because he's a boy. You get the bike that you, whatever gets you guys on the road, do it. And at the end of the day, oh my gosh, this rain kind of stinks. At the end of the day, you know, you're the one who has to ride the bike. So you don't want to make a decision that benefits somebody else or just caters to somebody else who at the end of the day is not going to be riding the bike, who's not going to be doing trials and tribulations on the bike, you know. And look at that, it's full. These bayous are ridiculous. They are so bad. I'm trying to stay in the middle. I know I'm not supposed to, but gosh, this rain is killer. Alright guys, I know I rambled long enough. You probably didn't get all the information you wanted from this video, but like I said, at the end of the day, your bike is going to be your bike. So if you're a male and you want the Street 500, you get that damn bike. And if you're a female and you want the Street 500, you get that damn bike. Please, just buy the bike so there could be more of us out here on the streets, you know. The more, the merrier. And it's better, you know, the more bikers there is. Like, I look at YouTube and, like, I see the California riders. Like, California riders, they can lane split and all that crap because there's so many of them. So people riding on the road with them is not a big deal. Here in Texas, there's not a lot of bikers, you know, that, like, now, of course, whenever you get something, you're more conscious of it on the road. Like, when I see a bike, I'm like, oh, one of us. Like, they don't know I belong to their tribe because I'm in the truck at that time or whatever, but alright, let's see here. But yeah, it's an amazing feeling to be out on the road, and the more of us there is, the more the cars can recognize us as a moving object on the road. Oh my gosh, this rain is pretty cold. I'm glad I wore my so this is not a Harley jacket that I have, but it's an armored jacket. Oh my gosh. And it's not mesh like my other Harley jacket, so I'm glad I have it on because I can feel the water start coming through, and it's not a great thing to do. I can feel the water coming through, but it's not a good thing to do. Oh, I have to say it. I have to say it. Can't stop the rain, no, no, no. Can't stop the rain, no, no, no. Can't stop the rain, no, no, no. But I want to go, go. Alright guys, it's always been a pleasure talking to you. This ride doesn't look like it's going to be getting any better, and I know the water droplets on the camera can get very frustrating really quickly. So for now, I've got to let you go. Alright guys, so in conclusion, I bought the Street 500 because she was perfect to every need that I had. It was great at price point, so very affordable. She had enough power because I am a beginner, and I really want to grow on this bike to learn what I need to learn to move up gradually. I didn't want to start with a huge bike, you know, that could take me for a ride instead of me taking it for a ride. You guys know what I mean. I wanted something I can control, something I can handle and learn on, and she has been every bit of that for me. So if you truly are looking at the Street 500, yeah, because and at the end of the day, if you're looking at Street 500, it's probably because you're either wanting to start to ride or you want an affordable bike, and she can give you everything. As far as, I know I may be biased, look at that beautiful bird right here. I don't like the motorcycle. She walked away real quickly. As far as everything that I needed, nice truck. She has provided that for me, so I'm exceptionally happy with her. So yeah, for me, the Street 500 is a girl's bike because she's mine. But for you, if you're a male, the Street 500 is not a girl's bike because she's yours. Like I've said many times before, don't make purchases or life decisions based off of other people and what they're saying. You buy the bike because you want the bike. Take it and leave it and go. Take it or leave it or go, you know? So if the Street 500 is going to be what you need at this current time, get the bike, please. Alright guys, thanks for joining me along for the ride. If you want more content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you truly like the content. And if you want to say something mean and nasty, go ahead, post it in my comments. I don't mind. I'll get my feelings hurt like you want me to do, and then I'll keep biking along. Alright, until next time, keep your rubber side down, stay out of the rain, and always forward motion. Deuces.